Okay, folks, so what we're going to talk about today is the importance of having supplemental insurance, specifically accident coverage. Here, what we're looking at are some plans that are being offered through the marketplace. These rates are based off of a 33-year-old female, makes approximately $40,000 in annual income, single person, doesn't qualify for any type of subsidy or tax credit. So the plans we have here, these are some of the more popular carriers offering plans in her particular coverage area. We have here Coventry, Humana, Blue Cross, and Ambetter. So here at the top, you can see the monthly premiums. They're ranging from $227 a month up to $271. What I want you to focus in on is the deductibles for these plans, ranging anywhere from $6,100 up to a high of $6,850. Now, with an accident plan, one of the main features of it is that in the event you have to go to the emergency room or the urgent care center, you will get paid a lump sum cash benefit, just depending on what size benefit you choose. Just to give you a scenario, let's assume, heaven forbid, you're home one day, you're in a kitchen, you're using one of those big knives, you're making a salad, and somehow you slip, your hand cutting slips off of the vegetable or whatever, and you end up cutting your finger pretty seriously to where you have to get some sort of stitches. So you're gonna need to make that trip to the urgent care center, and that visit to get those stitches is going to end up costing you a nice little penny. If you had one of these plans, well, let me just back up a little bit here. These plans are going to be bronze plans or silver plans. Well, the first three plans are bronze plans, which are typically what a lot of folks end up getting because they have the lowest monthly premiums. And these on the end here are going to be your silver plans. So in that scenario where you're now making a trip to the ER or the urgent care center to get your finger looked at, if we scroll down here, we can see that for an emergency room visit, all of these plans, it says no charge. Well, this plan, the first plan here being offered by Coventry, it says for emergency room visit, no charge after deductible. And the other plans, as you kind of scroll through, you see zero after deductible, zero after deductible, zero after deductible, $600 copay after the deductible. How much is the deductible again? Well, as we saw before, these deductibles are all over $6,000. So you're basically paying the full cost of that visit. Let's assume, for instance, you had your accident plan, your supplemental insurance, your accident plan, and you selected, let's say, $1,000 benefit. With that plan, for this very same visit, you would receive a lump sum check in the amount of $1,000. If that visit cost you $500, $1,000, $1,500, just depending on what needs to get done, getting $1,000 check is definitely going to help take care of your obligation for that bill. Particularly since you have a $6,000 plus deductible. Let's go through another scenario. Let's assume you're home one day, you're taking a shower, you're coming out of the bathtub or the shower, and you lose your footing, you end up slipping, you hit your head, you get knocked out unconscious, you end up bumping your head against the wall or the floor, you get a nice little laceration, and you're there on the floor. You're completely passed out. Maybe you're lucky enough to have another family member home with you that may come find you. Maybe, assuming you don't wake up from that head trauma, a few hours later, they find you on the floor, you're bleeding. They call the emergency room. They call the ambulance to come and get you. They take you to the ER. And, let's assume it's not too bad. You just suffered a real nice laceration on your head. And let's assume the doctor says, listen, I'd like to keep you overnight for observation just to make sure there's nothing serious done. They want to run some additional tests, maybe do a CAT scan, CT scan, MRI, whatever. And they say, let's keep you overnight just for observation purposes. So you just got admitted. You're going to spend one night in the hospital. I'm sure you can take a guess at, spending a night in the hospital, you're going to be out of pocket a nice pretty amount of change, especially when you look again here at the summary of benefit here. You see, for a hospital stay, again, no charge after deductible, zero after deductible. Same thing across the board, after the deductible. So that deductible is going to first have to be met before your plan starts covering any of that cost. And then, to also get your laceration stitched up on your head, that's an additional cost that you're going to be responsible for. So very easily, you can see how by not having any type of supplemental accident insurance, you're going to be on the hook for a pretty nice piece of change until you've met your out-of-pocket, your deductible, which in this case is anywhere from $6,100 to $6,800. So I just wanted to briefly, show you why it's so vitally important that you do add some sort of supplemental insurance coverage to your health insurance plan, particularly something that addresses having to have trips made to the ER or the emergency room. So that's the reason why you need to have one of those added to your current policy. They're typically very inexpensive, especially when you compare it to the out-of-pocket costs you'll be responsible for until you meet your deductible. Okay, that's it for today, folks. See you next time.